Okay, today we're talking about how to set up a photosynthesis irradiance experiment, and it's a little bit more complex, but we use the light dark bottle method for oxygen. And to do this, we use these BOD bottles, and they're special bottles. They're set up so that when you fill them with the water that you're using, they have a pointed end, and so this forces out the excess water and makes it so there's basically no air bubbles in there. We're going to set up our light gradient. We can go from full light, which is just the bottle itself, and then we'll have bottles that are in the complete dark. And then we have a series of screens. So this is just window screen that's been made a circle out of, and this is one layer of screen. And we go all the way up to 6 layers of screen. So we have a full array from full light down to darkness. And to measure the amount of transmission in these, we use our LICOR photosynthetically active radiation sensor, and just measure the light in the full light, and then put it in here and measure the light again. So then we can characterize, I think this one is about 60% transmission. As we run the experiment for a couple hours, we'll also leave this out so we know how much light came in during the time period. So we'll set these gradient. We'll set this gradient up with the different bottles and the different meshes. And remember, with the light bottle, dark bottle method, we need to have a ×0 bottle. And we'll estimate all these by using a winkler assay. So I've got a full bottle here, and this will be our ×0. And our winkler assay has 2 reagents that you add to stop or fix it. And I'll add those reagents, and the reagents will react with the oxygen, and then we'll back titrate to release the oxygen. And there's a manganese sulfite and an alkaline iodide. Okay. So first we add the manganese sulfate solution with the pipette. And be careful with these, the manganese isn't so bad, but the alkaline solution is pretty strong. Take off the top of the BOD bottle, just gently push this in with the tip below the surface of the water. And the reason for that is we want to mix as little oxygen in as possible. See, when we fix this sample, it'll react with the oxygen. See that dark color forming? That's actually the reaction with the oxygen. Now, because I put the tip under here, I didn't mix this very much, there's not much reagent up here. We'll just force out that little bit of extra water. There was 200 microliters of each, so 400 microliters of water, and we'll fully mix it.
There you go.
Thank you.
And now we can put this away, and we'll analyze it back in the laboratory when the experiment's done. So the last bit is, once we get these set up, we'll put them out in the full sunlight, and we'll incubate them for a couple hours. And we'll incubate them until bubbles start forming from photosynthesis. This one has a little bit of a bubble in here. This is about what it looked like when it's done. This one bubble I got in here by mistake when I put it up. So this is just a demo of how we're going to do these photosynthesis irradiance experiments.